Okay, okay, give me 1 minute. Okay. Narayanam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudire gajananam bhutaganati sevitam pankajam आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं भूयो नमाम्यहम् आर्तानामार्तिहन्तारं भीतानां भयनाशनं द्विषतां कालदण्डं तं स्वच्छन्दं नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिमुनिसिंहश्च कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं गोष्पदीकृतवारीशम् अशकीकृतराक्षसं महामाला रत्नं वन्दे निरात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् we were assigned, we were at that time, which is just prior to the setting of the great Dyuta Krida, the what is called as the game of gambling. The, one of the turning points of the greatest of epics, Mahabharata. Before that, just before that, the leading up to that Dyuta Krida, we saw that. The discussions of Shakuni and Duryodhana and their friends with Dhritarashtra to convince him that that's the way to go. And Dhritarashtra's conversation with them, as well as then is taking counsel from Vidura, and Vidura being dead against this whole concept and telling Dhritarashtra just so, but under the power of the Putra Sneham and the delusion of destiny, both attacking Dhritarashtra, he's overcome by all, somehow caves in and says, there's nothing going to be wrong. Why are you so averse to this thing? It's a royal sport, etc. He convinced, he gives, he tells Vidura that there's nothing to fear. Now Anyaya is going to happen. I am there, you are there, Bhishma will be there, Drona will be there. What are you afraid of? It's a royal game and it's a huge entertainment. And Duryodhana, in fact, said that it is Swargadwaram. It is the gateway to heaven of Mahabharata, which we chant in every single class. And then we can proceed. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim sim vyasam tato jayamudire. Because we have to invite Krishna. May Krishna be with us as we go into this. Narayanam namaskritya, having bowed to Narayana and then to Naram, to Nara, the greatest of men. Devim Saraswati Vyasam, to Devi Saraswati and to Vyasa, Tato Jayamudire. There are Jaya may be narrated. Jaya meaning Mahabharata. Mahabharata's name, alternate name, theorize this is original, that is original. For them, it is good. They can do their book sales. Jaya is how Bharatam is referred to in this verse. We have been into that. So before we start the Bharatam narration, we bow to Narayana, we bow to Nara, we bow to Devi Saraswati, we bow to Vyasa, and then it may be narrated. Bharatam being Jaya. Jaya means victory. Jaya in the, as we know, in the Sanskrit, the numerals, the numbers are indicated by letters to facilitate of numbers in alphabetical manner and even encapsulate complex mathematical equations and mathematical theory, numbers, etc. in couplets, which can be easily remembered. Numbers are given alphabetical equivalents, which are pakka. In fact, so mathematical. The whole of all the different subjects that are traditionally come down to us are actually so mathematical. It beats logic to think something which is meant for the dark ages. On the contrary, so Katapayadi, you all know, Kakaga Ganga has got a number, Chacha Janya has got a number, same number, like that. Therefore, Jaya has got Jaya, the way it constructed is, if you look at it, Ja will get 8, Ya will get 1. Jaya words will become 18. So Jaya represents, there are other words that can represent 18, but Jaya number, if Jaya word, if you say what is the number equivalent of that, it will be 18, 1-8. So 1-8 historical parlance also as victory. 18 stands for victory. Jaya. So it is that in Mahabharatam there are 18 parvas. Jaya is constructed of 18, other than the second parva now, the Sabha parva. 18 parvas. The Bhagavad Gita has got 18 chapters. The war among 18 Akshauhinis. 11 on the side of Kauravas and 7 on the side of Pandavas. The Kauravas far outnumbered the Pandavas. And Akshauhini is approximately something close to 1.4 lakh warriors in different ways, including infantry, horsemen, elephant, charioteers, etc. 18 Akshauhinis. That's the amount of people who died almost in a war which lasted for 18 days. This is the beauty of Jaya. Now, Narayanam Namaskritya. Now, he said we should accompany Krishna. So let's look a little bit into this and then we'll go forward. Narayana, of course, Nara and Narayana, these are the two rishis. There, we will not go in detail, but they are the two aspects of Narayana in the rishi form, Vishnu in the rishi form, which is worshipped. And right now, in this world, now today, if you have to worship Narayana, the place of worship, just like if you have to worship Venkateshwara, the place of worship is Tirumala, Tirupati, Devasthana, although there may be many more temples to Lord Venkateshwara. But when you say say Venkatirumala Tirupati Devasthana. Likewise, for Narayana, Narayana, when you say, then you talk about Badarikashrama, Badrinath. And there, the beautiful temple of Badrinath, when you go there and you see that temple, it is a breathtaking sight. The Alakananda flowing, wow, in front of the temple. So super speed, ice cold Alakananda River. A beautiful temple, Takund, with that hot water spring where you can cook rice if you want. You can have bath, the temple. And the two mountains, the mountains on the two sides. One is called Nara, the other is Narayana mountain. View of the Nilakant mountain. Where Nara and Narayana are there, Shiva is never not there. He's also there. It's a sight. It's an experience. The Himalayan experience. All these places are great experiences. Now, Narayana is the one who came down as Krishna, and Nara came down as Arjuna. So, we are saying prostrations to Krishna, prostrations to Arjuna, 10 prostrations to Devi Saraswati, and then prostration to Vyasa. We said we will explore a bit about Krishna today. So we begin by saying that we actually start every day by going to Krishna. When we say Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Then we say, after Narayanam, we say Naram, that is, we say Arjuna. Now, Arjuna, while the fact is Narayana and Narayana are not at all, they are inseparable. It's like, it's actually Paramatma and Jivatma. Actually, they are one. But then the world story has to go on. So they are two. That said, while Arjuna, even we saw last time, Duryodhana was complaining to Dhritarashtra that, this fellow, the Krishna is like Arjuna's self, Arjuna is like Krishna's self, Krishna will do anything Arjuna asks, and Arjuna will give up his life if Krishna asks, they're inseparable fellows, and that gets my goat, he told Dhritarashtra. They are inseparable. But they are one in the sense also that we are going by the name Krishna now. Arjuna has got multiple names. In Bharatam itself, he's called by various things. In different verses, different points. It's the beauty of our tradition. You don't necessarily need to. You can call Rama as Dasharathi. Ishwak was, whatever. Nama Ramana is there, so many names are there. Likewise, Arjuna has got names. So in Mahabharata, during the Ajyatavasa, during the Virata Parva, during Ajyatavasa, later, when they are in the 13th year of exile, when they have to be underground, etc., and that comes towards the end of that. Actually, during that time, Arjuna is Vihanala, a eunuch, who is the music teacher for the prince of the land, Uttara Kumara. And then the deal is that if they are found out before the end of 13th year by the Kauravas, then the deal that was made because they lost in gambling, that the condition was that they will go for 12 years plus 1 year exile, 12 years forest exile, 1 year Ajyatavasa. They should hide, incognito they should not be found. If they are found, they are to repeat that 13 years. Can you hear me, all of you? Somebody is saying that they can't hear. Can somebody answer me?
Yes, you think so.
It's audible, but like a minute ago,
No, 1 second. Purna, can you come here? No, not here. So maybe it might be the. My God, my flow goes away. It may be the Wi-Fi, wrong Wi-Fi. Let me just check. Sorry? Is it okay now? Is it any better? Hello?
No, sir. Still there is some hissing sound.
There's some muffling sound on this.
Yeah, now better.
Can you give me some other earphone? White earphone. Ambika, do you have an earphone? Hello? Ambika, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hello?
Mm, can you speak now, uncle? I guess now this is sounding better.
Is
I
it any
think now
better
it's
now?
better. Now it's better.
Can
Yeah.
you, Ambika, can you please come and give me another? Yes, it doesn't work again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And any of you can stop me if you can't hear. Please, just put your mic on and say, you're not able to hear. All right. Anyway, give me your earphone. Somebody not able to hear. All right. You not hear me when about the names.
Just a minute ago.
What I do? Shall I start again? I was
ಇಲ್ಲ
talking.
ಕೇಳ್ತದೆ ಸರ್ ಕೇಕ್
Okay, okay. No, she said just a minute. I don't know what she said. Just a minute.
இல்ல
All right.
ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம் தான் அந்த டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ்.
Oh my God! I thought you were asking me to wait just a minute. All right. Now, so the
Huge noise.
huge noise. No. Jayashree, who's got Ambika? Can you mute yourself, please? No,
I
that
put
was.
this.
No, it's okay. It's
No,
working now.
no, it's better. This is better. Quality is better. Put it from the front itself, usually, as usual. Now ask. Ask if it's better.
Hello. Is it any okay? Is it? Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's fine now.
It's better. Dilip, is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. So we were talking about the names of Arjuna. So in Agyatavasa, when the deal was that if they get recognized during the year of incognito, when they are supposed to be incognito, they have to repeat that sentence of 12 plus 1. That is the deal that Shakuni and Duryodhana had given to them. And so the end of 13th year was coming, but the Kauravas had been desperately searching for the Pandavas all over the place. And finally they realized, they got information that they are hiding in Virata's country. So they had come with the whole force, including the whole force of Kauravas, this place. And the only people defending at that time was this prince, young prince Uttara Kumara, whose charioteer was Arjuna, but he was in the form of eunuch. And nobody knew, I mean, Uttara Kumara didn't know who he was. And Arjuna saw from the far off distance the entire Kaurava army, and his blood pumped. He was in such joy to see all the war, that time. And then he told Uttara Kumara, he didn't know what to do. Firstly, he was saying, and all boasting. Then later he got so damn scared, he didn't know what the whole force of the Kauravas ahead. And how could what Arjuna told him not to worry. And introduced, he says, I'm actually Arjuna. So he told him, I'm actually Arjuna. Uttarakumara couldn't believe it. This man he's been teaching dance and music to my sister all this 1 year. And he's Arjuna. He's a eunuch. So he can't believe it. What the hell, what is happening? So he says, if you are Arjuna, tell me what are all the names of Arjuna.
then I'll believe you kind of thing. So Arjuna gives his names, and that's a beautiful one. So I just want to tell you. So he tells the names. My names are, they know me as Jishnu, Phalguna, Arjuna, Vijaya, Kiritin, Shvetavahana, Ibhatsu, Vijaya, Savyasachin, Dhananjaya, Gudakesha, Partha, Parantapa, Kapithvaja. These are my names. And I'll tell you why I am named like that. Right? So he says, he gives an explanation, simple explanation for each one of them. Right? He said, Arjuna, my complexion is very rare and my acts are stainless. Because of my stainlessness of my acts, I am called, everybody calls me Arjuna. I'm straightforward, Ruju. I'm Arjuna. Phalguna I am called because I was born on the asterism of Phalguni, Uttara Phalguni. So I am called Phalguna. I am called Jishnu because I am victorious, always victorious. I am a tamer of all animals, so I am called Jishnu. That's my name. I am called Kiritin because of the crown that was given to me by Indra. The crown that I wear, which is been given to me by Indra, famous crown. So I'm called Kiritin. I'm called Shvetavahana because I like white. My horses in my chariot will be white. He always loves white, like Bhishma likes white dress, white, everything white. So I'm called Shvetavahana. I'm called Bibhatsu because I never fight by unfair means in the battlefield. I am called Vijaya because I never return from the battlefield without defeating the opponent. I am called Krishna. His name was given to me by my father out of love towards his dark-skinned baby. Arjuna was dark-skinned towards his dark-skinned baby, out of extraordinary immaculateness. Because I can shoot from both hands. He can shoot his arrow from left and from right. He practiced many years for that. He can do that. I am called Dhananjaya because he went north. I mean, he went to Kubera side and he went, he helped. He's called Dhananjaya. He's got other names, Gudakesha, because he overcame sleep. There is at least one person in this group who has overcome sleep. I know. Who overcome sleep completely. I'm called Partha because my mother Pritha. So I'm called Partha. I'm called Parantapa because Krishna, because he calls me as a scorcher of foes, of enemies. And I'm called Kapithvaja because in my flag there is a great ape, Hanuman. So one of his names is Krishna. That was that one of his names is Krishna. So if we look at that, Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram. So first is Krishna, then Arjuna as Krishna. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Let's come to Vyasa before we come to Devi Saraswati. What is Vyasa's full name? Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. That's how it is. His very name is Krishna. Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. There he is. This Krishna is coming there as well. Which leaves us with Devim Saraswati. Where do we bring Krishna here? I mean, this is just interesting exploration. Right? So, where? Saraswati. So the thought came, there is one more person, very key person in Mahabharata. His name is Krishna. We saw Krishna himself, we saw Arjuna, we saw Vyasa. There's one more person there's one more person in Mahabharata who is called Krishna. If you were not on mute, we could have interacted on this point. I'm sure many of you would have straight away said who it was. In any case, No, he is not Krishna. Anybody else is okay? We can unmute and tell.
Draupadi.
Of course. Draupadi. Yeah. Draupadi is Krishna. Okay, is there any way I can, is there any equivalence of Draupadi and Saraswati? If that can be established, we are done. We are okay. There are many ways it looks like. I mean, actually, so we'll explore a bit of that today. Saraswati being the consort of Brahma. How many heads does Brahma have? Anyone? Quick answer. Anyone? How many heads does Brahma have?
Four.
That was what is left. How many did he actually have?
5 இருந்தது ஒன்னு போயிடுது.
He had 5. Correct? And that 5-headed Brahma's consort was Saraswati. Meaning to say, he was devoted to Saraswati. To begin with, to get into the warm exploration, the Panchapandavas representing the 5 heads of Brahma being devoted to Draupadi is a simple equivalence we can start with. The story of Brahma losing his 5th head is well known to all of you. There are a few stories actually, alternative stories in the Puranas. The main one is well known to all of you, which is that who among the Trimurtis is the greatest, that story of Arunachala, the column of light that Shiva took. And then Brahma decided to take the form of a swan. And so whoever is supposed to find out the ends of the column of light is supposed to be the most powerful among the 3. So Brahma took the form of a swan, decided to fly up, and Vishnu took the form and decided to go down into the earth to seek the root of that light. And they both went and neither could find, and Vishnu came back and said, I can't find. But Brahma, when he was going up, when he couldn't find anything, but there was a flower, he managed to catch hold of that flower. The swan came down and said, I've been to the top, I brought this flower as proof. Which was not factual. Being economic, the flower is called Ketaki. In Tamil, it's called Tronam. Or Sanskrit, I think. Angry, and he plucked off the 5th head. Brahma, and also cursed him that he will not be worshipped anymore because he had said that. And also, this Ketaki flower that he have brought will not be used for worship anymore. It's not generally used for worship. So the story goes like that. That's one story of how that head was, gone. There's another story also, which, they said they will not be worshipped anywhere, but there are a few places where he's worshipped, right? So there are some exceptions to this. One is that he's, even in the story itself, he will be worshipped wherever there's a yajna. In the yajna ritual, Brahma will also be worshipped. There will not be temples will be there. But in the yajna ritual, there will be a Brahma. Brahma will be the Adhipati. That is fine. So even in a Yajurvedi yajna, etc., there will be one person who actually, in fact, also who is saying he is the Brahma. There will be one role in the yajna. There will be the senior most of the Purohitas. He will be more or less the program manager there of that entire huge, say, Sahasrachandi Homam or whatever that takes, like that. Anyway, coming back here. So, but there is a temple, for example, here and there. And there is, from the Purana, the main temple is in Pushkar, in Rajasthan. You may have been there. Some of you. We had the joy of visiting that last year. Beautiful place. The great lake of Pushkar. Water. They really made it nice last year, at least. When it was absolutely spotlessly clean, and that fixed up everything and all that. It looked very nice. Maybe if you have gone there earlier, you might have a different experience. But last year it was quite good. It was beautiful. Large, huge lake, Pushkar Lake. Associated, timeless. It's timeless. It's Mahabharata time that lake is mentioned. What to talk now? Pushkar is the starting point of the pilgrimage of the Pandavas when they start going on the Tirtha Yatra. All over India they go. All over the India, as you know it. Actually, if you draw a map of the places that they visited now, then more places exist now. Right down from north to south, to east to west. Like as if you're drawing a map of India now. So I start from Pushkar. Pushkar is the heart. Very heart. So in Pushkar there is this temple of Brahma. Even now you can visit it. Lovely place. So they have the story there in the temple that Brahma had killed some Rakshasa, some Asura, and then after that, for whatever reason, there was maybe for cleansing or whatever, he had to perform a yajna. This lake, by the side of the lake, he was immediately he had to perform a yajna, time bound, within a certain time he had to do it. His wife, Saraswati, or Savitri, she had, God knows at that time she was not there. She was busy. She was not available at that time. It happens. But he had to do this. And she wasn't there. So the God is the creator, also the gods were there. They manufactured immediately the Gayatri Devi, Chandas, Gayatri. She was asked to be there, and because that cannot be done without the consort, cannot do it. Even now, an Agrihotra cannot be performed if you are not a Grihastha. If you are not the Agni has to be given by the lady. You know, when you do a homam or shardam, etc., the lady will come and put the fire. So Gayatri did it. But then by the time it was finishing, this Saraswati came. She saw that, oh, nonsense, yeah. She couldn't wait 5 minutes for me, kind of thing. She was very angry. What is somebody else in my place? And so she cursed him. She cursed her husband. And the story goes, she plucked that head, fifth head of his. And she went away, and she's got a separate place. There's a separate Savitri temple, Saraswati temple in Pushkar. Separate place. And separate, Gayatri is a separate temple. So this is the story. So, anyway, so Saraswati does things like this. She can curse her husband, she can pluck his head. She's an interesting person. We'll come to that in a moment. But then, and it's such a beautiful place that, we take it to any extreme very nicely. So there, apparently in 1984, which is, during our lifetime, the Mahant of the Brahma temple in Pushkar, he filed a case against the authority, the whoever is managing management of the Savitri, the Saraswati temple, saying 5 days in a year, you should allow me access to the temple to come there, and I'm representing the Brahma temple, so we should be allowed to run the place for 5 days and collect whatever is the dakshina comes, that should come to us on those 5 days. So those people said, why should we give you? So there was a case. They fought a case in the court. And the argument given by the Saraswati temple was that nonsense, this Brahma had actually alienated Saraswati. She had to leave, Savitri had to leave. And therefore, in what nonsense is he asking for money? Instead, this is our temple. We should be getting money every month from this Brahma temple to this temple. That they are not giving. Instead, they are asking. So apparently, the Mahan's case from Brahma's case was dismissed by a court. You will not get anything. You can't have 5 days. Fascinating, I tell you. If these are not there, life will not be fun. These interesting things happen sometimes. Anyway, coming back here to the story. So Saraswati does things like this. So he was allowed in the yajna fire, of course. In the yajna, Adhipati will be Brahma. So that's one place where he is allowed worship. Right? And Draupadi is Yagyaseni. She was born of the Yagya fire. Draupadi, in Mahabharata, she is born of the Yagya fire. She is not born of a womb of a mother. She is born of the fire. So we are getting warmer now. Now, there is another origin, they say, of Saraswati, saying she was born from the tongue of Vishnu. Vishnu is also Yagya Swarupa only. In fact, in Vishnu Sahasranama, you get the name Yajva, Yagyango, like that. Yagya name itself is one of the names of Vishnu. Tongue of Yagya is fire. From that, Saraswati was born, means what? Yagya fire. You can name among women who was born from a Yagya fire in all of the epics. None except Draupadi. At least prominently. Maybe if somebody tells, maybe correct me, but in my knowledge, prominent. That said, Saraswati is Vak Devi. Vak. Vak Adhipati is Agni. Again, the fire of the Yagya comes into play. So, there is interestingly the Draupadi. Now, there is some, I haven't figured this out, but there is some interesting connotation for the number 5. Panchapandavas. And also, she comes from the Panchali, one of her names. 5 regions, I think, came together to form that kingdom, Panchala. All that. During this recently gone Vasanta Navaratri, for example, she is worshipped all over the world, not only here. Like most famous festival of theirs. So on Vasant Panchami. Panchami is the date on which Saraswati is worshipped. So coming back here now, little bit into Mahabharata also, and contemporary times. When we go to Badrinath, we started with Badrinath. When we go to Badrinath, main temple, and there are other places in Badrinath. I had the joy of visiting Badrinath in very interesting circumstances where, because of a massive sudden shower and monsoon, when we were reaching Badrinath, there were lakes everywhere. And Badrinath was cut off from the rest of the world and we got marooned inside Badrinath. So we couldn't go out of Badrinath, we were inside. And the idea was our group wanted to just go visit Badrinath temple and leave. Nothing, we couldn't go anywhere. 4 days we were inside. And nobody could come into Badrinath. So there was no influx of new pilgrims. So we had the Badrinath temple like as if we could walk in and out. I mean, it was fascinating the way it was arranged for us. And in that vicinity. So one of the places that you visit there, among other places, there are many, including the place where Mahabharata was first dictated by Vyasa to Ganesha. There's a Vyasa Gufa that's just above Badrinath. Very nice place. I had the joy of going and sitting there and narrating a bit of Mahabharata to the group. What a joy. That's it. There is a village called Mana. Beautiful village. That's the northernmost part. Then beyond that is Tibet. So we went there. Nice place. That village, during winter, the villagers don't stay there. They go to some other place. During summer, they come there. And that village has got the ancient that they make the woolen kambli, the woolen dress for Badrinarayana. That villagers will make. They are the right. Very fascinating village. Tibetans, Indian. They are. Nice place. So you go past that Mana village and you come to this beautiful place. After there's some caves, etc. And suddenly out of the hills, in between the mountains, boom, one river, not very wide, but forceful and swift and untamed. One river will be coming down the mountain. And to cross that path, that river, no, bridge is on a rock. Essentially, one rock is the bridge, which is made into a bridge. And the river will come and dash into it and go below, and it will also strike some. It's a beautiful place. So you have to cross that to go. And right there, when you cross it, there's a little temple of Hanuman there. So this place. So the other thing that is associated with this place, this is the route that the Pandavas took when they were the Swargarohanam, no? They went via Badrinath, so they were going north, and finally they went to Swargarohana Parvata, and then finally Yudhishthira went from there. So this is the route they took. So they walked this route. So this rock, which is made into a bridge, actually the name of this rock is Bhim Pul. It's called the Bridge of Bhima. Bhim Pul. Apparently they had to cross this place, there was no way. Bhima took. So it's called Bhim Pul. He is Vayuputra, so there's a small Hanuman temple is also there. And apparently, just after crossing this bridge, the first of the people, these Pandavas, when they're going to Sarga, one by one they started falling, if you know the story. One by one they start falling. Finally, Yudhishthira alone will be left, and he and the will go to Sarga. And that's a beautiful story of why they fall, etc. So the first one to fall was here. Or first one, whatever. Who was the one to fall here after they crossed it? Draupadi. Draupadi fell here. So if you go there, you can see they also got a little further distance ahead. There's a temple they have made there for Draupadi also. She fell there. Temple, this river that boom comes and smashes into the Bhim Pool and then goes down. It later down the hill. It also meets Alaknanda, which Badrinath goes from there. Right? This river is, what is the name of this river? Saraswati. This Saraswati river. That's where Draupadi, that area, she dropped. She went back to her source. So that was a concept that I thought was interesting. Now, I thought we'll complete this today, but this exploration is going on a bit. Maybe we'll continue it a little bit next time before we start. Now, that is Badrinath. Then, Vyasa, when he started composing the story that he got, see, when you have to compose, you need what? The blessings of Saraswati. What can you compose? How can you compose a Bharata or the 18 Puranas? It's the dance of Saraswati, nothing else. So he had worshipped this thing, Saraswati, in the form of Neela Saraswati. Neela Saraswati, even now she is worshipped. She is a tantric goddess. She is black. She is Kali. She is Tara. Fascinating. Black. Kali. Black means Kali. Kali is black in Hindi. Kala, Kali. Kali. So is Draupadi. She is black. That's why her name is Krishna. One of my cousins overseas, her name is Krishna. She was born in India, but 1 or 2 years old, they went off to UK or something. So she's more or less, I mean, now you can't say this. Yeah, European or whatever. Her mother asked me when she had visited India, saying, my daughter keeps asking me, what is the meaning of Krishna? What is it? I said, it means black. I can't tell her that. No, anyway, so Krishna and Neela Saraswati, tantric goddess. I said, oh my God, this Dakshina Kali in Dakshineshwar, she is that. Standing on the corpse of Shiva. Oh, she's fearsome. She's dark. Tara, she's called. Tara. Tara. She's worshipped in Buddhism everywhere. Tara. Tantric, lot of Tantric in Buddhism. So, there she is, four hands, one hand, right hand in Abhayam, left, another one hand in Abhayam, another hand in Varam, giving boons, a third hand carrying the sword of knowledge, the fourth hand carrying a skull, which is denoting the ego. Likewise, the iconography, if you study, fascinating insights we'll get. But a living tradition of Shakti worship exists. Even now in the eastern parts of great sages have been there in that tradition. Ram Prasad, you might read, if you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you will come across Rama Prasad, who was great, Shakti Upasaka, who was strong. Vivekananda used to sing, and Ramakrishna used to go to Samadhi listening to them. You should read the translation of the songs, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. We cannot understand these things easily. Not even difficult. It's something else. So, Leela Saraswati, Tara, Siddheshwari, and the entire thing, Kamakhya. Oh, that's right. Right into Bangladesh, what is called now Dhakaeshwari, Dhaka. Anandamayi Maya. Ananda who is one of the greatest of sages. She was Kali Swarupa herself. She's from there. You should read her stories about her. The various types of worship they do, sitting on Panchamundi, 5 skulls. It's a fascinating. So coming back here, there is something very fierce about, at the same time, she represents Saraswati, knowledge, self-realization, all of that. But that aspect of Saraswati called Veera Saraswati. In fact, in Devi, Saraswati is the one who does the killing of the worst of those asuras. She represents something. We'll come to what she represents a bit. But Dakshina Kali, Dakshineshwar also she is. And we know that Sri Ramakrishna's consort was Sharada Devi, who is Saraswati. Why I am saying this about Veera Saraswati is because Draupadi has got a great connection to Kali. And therefore, to all of this, Veera Saraswati. We'll take that up next time, and then we'll into the great Torana Spatika of Hastinapura. We're concluding now, 7:45. Hara Namah Parvati.
Hare Hare Mahadeva.
One second. What I'll do is I'll read, and I'll read this again next time so that we'll pick the thread. About Saraswati, such a very interesting deity. She is what call even what do you say? She's the free soul, they say. So somewhere I saw this line, like all beautiful, eloquent, and cerebral, or like all beautiful, intelligent women. Saraswati's life is a turbulent saga of a million mutinies. Unlike the charming Lakshmi, the goddess of big money, Saraswati is a haughty and disputatious loner, fond of roaming with her veena, her books, her string of Rudraksha. She is also, like most free souls, fearless, quick of tongue, ever ready to give back as good as she gets. She is untamed, totally untamed. She cannot be tamed. Har Rama Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadev Janaki Kanta Smaranam
Jai Jai Ram Rama
Gopika Jivana Smaranam
Govinda
Tiril Muruganakku
Harohara
Shri Sadguru Swaminah
Jai
Jai Shri Anjaneya Swaminah
Jai.
Thank you.
Ramanan, thank you.